the hallway fell silent. You could hear the sound of a single pencil rolling across the floor. Moments earlier, laughter had echoed off the lockers, cruel, sharp laughter that came from the group everyone in school feared. But now, every eye was on the new girl, the one lying on the floor, books scattered, tears welling in her eyes. Her name was Lena. It was her first day at Crestwood High, a place that looked normal on the outside but hid a dark hierarchy within. The bullies ruled the halls, and no one dared to stand up to them. When Lena arrived, shy and soft-spoken, she immediately became an easy target. She wore simple clothes, carried an old backpack, and had that lost look that new kids often do, but no one knew her story. No one knew what she'd been through. At first, Lena tried to ignore the whispers and laughter. She'd been through worse before: new schools, new faces, always being the new girl. Her family had moved so many times that she'd stopped trying to make friends. She told herself it would be temporary. But Crestwood was different. The bullying here wasn't just words. On her second day, as she walked down the hall, a girl named Tara, the self-proclaimed queen of the school, stretched out her leg and tripped her. Lena's books flew everywhere. The crowd roared with laughter. Tara smirked. "Watch where you're going, loser." Lena's hands trembled as she gathered her things. She wanted to cry, but she wouldn't give them that satisfaction. "It's fine," she whispered to herself. "It's fine." But it wasn't fine that night. She sat in her small room, clutching an old photo of her dad, a soldier who had passed away 2 years ago. He'd always told her, "You don't have to be the strongest in the room, Lena, just brave enough to stand when others can't." Those words echoed in her mind. So the next morning, when she walked into school, something in her had changed. The confrontation happened during lunch. The cafeteria was packed, the perfect stage for humiliation. Tara and her friends, Jake and Melissa, sat at their usual table, laughing and pointing as Lena passed by. "Hey new girl," Jake called out. "Nice haircut. Did a lawnmower do that?" Tara giggled. "Maybe she thinks this is a charity school." Lena froze. She could feel every eye on her. Her stomach tightened. Her heart raced. She tried to keep walking until Tara stood up and shoved her shoulder, hard enough to knock her tray to the floor. Food splattered everywhere. Gasps filled the room. Lena stumbled, trying to keep her balance, but Tara shoved her again. This time, Lena hit the floor. The cafeteria exploded with laughter. Someone even started recording. Tara leaned down, her voice dripping with arrogance. "What are you gonna do, new girl? Cry?" Lena looked up, and something inside her snapped. She stood slowly, brushing food off her shirt, her eyes burning with a quiet fire. Her hands clenched into fists. Jake laughed again. "Oh look, she's mad now." But then, it happened. Jake reached out to push her again, but before he could touch her, Lena grabbed his wrist and twisted it. In one swift motion, she spun around and flipped him to the ground. He landed with a loud thud. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Tara took a step back, stunned. "What the?" Jake groaned, clutching his arm. Before anyone could react, Melissa lunged forward. Lena sidestepped, grabbed her sleeve, and used her own momentum to send her flying into the table behind her. Trays crashed. Food flew. The cafeteria went silent. Tara froze, her confidence smirk gone. She tried to back away, but Lena stepped closer. Her voice was steady, but her eyes glistened with unshed tears. "You don't get to treat people like that," she said. "Not me. Not anyone." Tara swallowed hard, her face pale. For once, she had nothing to say. She turned and ran, the queen dethroned in front of the whole school. When the teachers came rushing in, the students were still whispering in shock. But the truth came out fast. The videos everyone recorded showed everything: who started it, who attacked first, and who defended herself. Lena didn't get in trouble. In fact, the principal called her brave. The next day, something unexpected happened. A few students who had stayed silent before came up to her, quiet kids, the ones who always sat alone. "That was amazing," one of them said. "You stood up to them." Lena smiled shyly. "I just didn't want them to hurt anyone else." From that day on, everything changed. The bullies kept their distance. The whispers stopped. And slowly, Lena began to make friends, real ones. People started sitting with her at lunch. They saw her not as the new girl, but as the girl who stood up for herself and for everyone who couldn't. Weeks later, Lena walked past the same hallway where she'd fallen on her first day. This time, she wasn't alone. Her new friends laughed beside her. As she looked at the lockers, she remembered her father's words again. You don't have to be the strongest in the room, Lena, just brave enough to stand when others can't. She smiled to herself because now she understood. Strength wasn't about muscles or anger. It was about courage, the kind that stands tall even when everyone else is watching, waiting for you to break, and in that moment, Lena knew she'd never let anyone break her again.